Hi guys, how are you doing? I'm super happy to be back with you today. So it's season 2, episode 6 of my Inspirations podcast. So it's a podcast dedicated to knitting and yarn dyeing by a French girl with a thick accent. I hope you don't mind my thick French accent. Today I will be showing you the, first of all I will be just, for those of you who are new to the podcast, I will be giving out some basics information about the podcast, the shop and everything. Then I will show you the colorway for March for the Sock Knitters Almanac. Then I will show you my huge pile of finished objects and whips, and I will give you a glimpse of my future projects, and I will end the podcast with WIPGO and the projects on which I'm working during the whole year as a red thread. I don't know if that's a thing. In French we say projet fil rouge. It means that it's some projects that on which I will be working during the whole year, and that will be finished. So big projects that will be finished if everything goes according to plan. By the end of the year, I will have some finished projects of which I will be tremendously proud. Okay, so first of all, the basics. If you're a new viewer, thank you very much for checking me out, and if you are a returning one, well, thank you so much for being again with me for episode 6. So you will find in the notes the time codes, so if there's something you wish to see very quickly without going through the entire episode, you just click on the time code in the notes and it will get you directly to that part. For example, the colorway for March of the Sock Knitters Almanac, if you're curious. Also, you have lots of very useful links in the show notes. You have the link to the Etsy shop in which I sell my hand-dyed yarns. You have also the link to the newsletter, which is a must. If you are not a subscriber yet, I strongly encourage you to subscribe. It's the best way to get in touch, to make sure you're not missing anything, and to have the information about the shop update, the weekly shop update, before anyone else, because usually the podcast goes live at 5 p.m. Paris time every Monday. The newsletter is sent approximately at the same time, maybe sometimes a bit later, but the shop is updated on Monday afternoon, and you have all the information pertaining to the shop update in the newsletter. Later in the evening I post on Instagram, but newsletter, you know, subscribers have the information first. And you have a pattern, a free pattern when you subscribe. News in the shop, I just wanted to let you know that there is one change in the shop of which I'm super happy. It's that I'm biking to the post office, because the post office is quite close to my house, but I had to drive there actually, because I was, you know, loaded with all your orders that I need to ship, so I couldn't be just walking there with like 40 orders, and I had so much trouble finding a parking place, and usually I really spend a lot of time looking for a parking place, and just pollution wise it was bugging me, you know, to just be driving to the post office, which is very close. And so my husband gifted to me for Christmas a cargo trailer to, you know, plug to the back of the bike, and I'm happily biking to the post office now, twice or thrice a week. It's so cool, so I just wanted to share that with you. If you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen me with my helmet my super proud face with my cargo trailer behind me. I've been to the post office twice already with the bike and the trailer, and it went very smoothly, and it was super fun. So, and I mean, and it's a win-win situation because I get to get some exercise as well, so that's cool. Super cool. Also, there is an ongoing call every month. If you wish to participate, you can by using this hashtag for March. So it's the Tricot Stitch FO Fanfare, Mars 2021. That's the hashtag for us Instagram. You can also play on Ravelry to double your chance of winning, and you can play by entering a project that you've knitted, well, a work in progress or a FO. Using Tricot Stitch yarn or Tricot Stitch pattern. I mean that if you play both on Ravelry and Instagram and you enter a project that is both Tricot Stitch for the yarn and pattern, I mean the laws of probability are with you, okay? Completely with you. Okay, so that's it for the basics info. Well, if you like the podcast, please give a thumb up and subscribe to the channel. That's always nice to do and super nice to have for me. And now I'm going to show you the colorway for March for the Sock Knitters Almanac. So if you are new to the podcast, the Sock Knitters Almanac is a club of yarn. Each month I will dye a new colorway inspired by a theme that is linked to the ongoing month, and I will suggest a pattern to be knitted with that colorway. And usually the price for the monthly cal is a skein of the month's colorway. So for this month I decided to invite you to for a virtual visit to the folklore of Ireland with St. Patrick's Day. So I'm not Irish. I've never been to Ireland. Nonetheless, St. Patrick's Day, St. Paddy's, is one of my favorite days in the year because, I mean, even if I'm French, it's a day for which we celebrate. I mean, it's very festive, it's very fun. There is a lot of, you know, evenings planned, a lot of things that are very cheery. It's the perfect night to go out with friends and have a fun moment in pubs and things like that. So I really love that that celebration. Also, I love the fiddle and the music of St. Patrick's Day and the Irish folk music. So I just wanted to invite you to share that in that moment and with a colorway. So it's not just St. Patrick's Day, it's also all the folklore around that, like, you know, the rainbow with a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, the leprechauns, well, all that folklore that is so cool and so charming. So I wanted to dye something inspired by that theme. I'm going to put the mood board here. You can see more on my Pinterest board. Each month I have a Pinterest board dedicated to the month theme, and this is the Pinterest board for March. And without further ado, this is the colorway for March. So actually there's two, and I will explain you why very quickly. So the colorway is called Lucky, and it's a beautiful blend of beige as the background color, with lots of nuances of green, different greens that go to all the way to yellow, and with a rainbow of speckles, like really rainbow colors. I used red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple for the speckles, arranged in a rainbow with my signature, you know, fluorescent yellow and pink. I cannot dye a variegated colorway with speckles without adding a bit of fluorescent yellow and pink, and that's, I don't know why, I just have to do it. So this is on Extrafine Fingering and this is on Lurex, and this is actually my the two bases that took the dye the most intensely, and the two that I prefer. But you can also order this colorway on 3 other bases. That's tweed, if you wish to add a bit of countryside to your sock knitting. BFL, which took the dye a bit differently, it's lighter and more vivid. And Stellina. And so, yeah, I wanted to send strong St. Patrick's vibes with that colorway, so lucky. And because I would like to offer you to knit together a sock this month, it's the new pattern, it's called the Amberwings sock pattern. It's just, I think it was published in February. It's by Summerlee Designs, I think. Actually, you will need a contrasting color to knit that pattern, so I dyed a colorway to go together with my main color, and this colorway is called Paddy. It's a bright green, the brightest of greens. And so the pattern for the month is this, so it's the Amberwings pattern, and I chose that pattern because as soon as I saw it on Instagram, I was completely in love with it. It's beautiful, and I was curious about this rosamine inlay knitting technique, so I wanted to try that, and I wanted to invite you guys to try that as well. So this is the kit to knit those socks. Obviously you can knit whatever sock you wish or whatever garment you wish, it's not limited to socks. I had some clients last week requesting custom orders of the February colorway on DK, for example, to knit a sweater, so that's no problem. Whatever you wish, I dye for you. So this is how it goes with the BFL. It's lovely with the tweed, with the Stellina, and with the Extrafine Fingering. And I dyed also full skeins of that colorway. If you wish, you know, to have a contrasting color to knit a shawl, for example, there will be a couple of paddy on full skeins of Extrafine Fingering. And so the two, for each installment of the Sock Knitter's Almanac, I have some coordinated stitch markers. So for this month, I have 2 different shades of green. And so you have a beautiful intense green that reminds me of Paddy. Oh, sorry, it doesn't want to. Okay, so that's the first one. And the second one is lighter and is more coordinated with Lucky. So this is for the colorway for March. I hope you like it. It's available in the shop as a short pre-order. That means I will be dyeing your yarn in the coming days, and it should be with you within 1 week to, well, not 1 week, but it should be dyed within the week, and with you the week after. Okay, that's it for the Sock Knitter's Almanac. But I wanted to share with you my progress on the February project. So the colorway was lueur, which means another word for light in French. And the sock pattern was Mile Forward by Mahalikol Knits. And so I knitted the first sock, and I'm super happy with the result. I mean, I really enjoyed knitting that specific colorway because it was all I imagined. I was super happy with the result of the dyeing session, and what I really love about it is the odd, you know, the odd speckle. When you least expect it, you have a dash of fluorescent pink, blue, yellow, and it's like, I think you could say it's a grey, but a warm grey with some nuances that go from brown to pale purple and yellow for the flame of the candle it was inspired from. So this is Lueur. I don't remember the name of the heel. I'm going to put it there. Well, it was a super heel. I think it reminded me very strongly of the heel we knitted for the January sock, and that's the January colorway of the Sock Knitter's Almanac. It's Midi Vert, and the sock for the month of January was Vanilla is the New Black, which is a very beautiful way to turn a heel that was completely new to me. But actually the heel on this sock is the same technique without the patterning, the 2x2 ribbing, and instead of being cuffed down, it's knitted toe up, but it's the same technique. And yeah, and also yes, a difference that in Vanilla in the New Black the increases are made at the center of the sock, whether for this technique the increases are made at each end of the needle. But basically it's the same technique. So that was very interesting to, you know, discover new techniques, because I love sock knitting and I want to know it all. So now I'm going to show you my pile of FOs. So first of all, I waved in all ends on this pair of socks. So that's the socks of January of the Sock Knitter's Almanac. Vanilla is the New Black, is in the Nuit d'Hiver colorway on Lurex. I waved in the ends for this pair of socks. That's Noël d'Antan by Elise d'Amour Designs. It's not blocked. I hinted in my last newsletter, that the newsletter from last week, that all my FOs might be wet blocked for this episode, but it didn't happen. Sorry. Okay, I finished and waved the ends in the ends of Stranded in Toronto, the pattern by Cindy Garland, using my hand-dyed yarns, my DK base, and it's super squishy. I love it. So I added a bit of depth to the hat. I frogged a little because the decreases initially started around here, and it was really not deep enough for my head. So I frogged a bit and I reknitted and added an inch actually of plain knitting before starting the decreases. And I mean, no, it's okay. Still not my favorite crown. I don't know if you can see it here. Still not my favorite crown or shape, but I like it. I might actually knit the, well, on my future projects list is the coordinated caul, and I might actually gift this as a Christmas present for next Christmas. I'm preparing early this year. But yes, the Stranded in Toronto caul actually is just waiting to be cast on. I have the yarn, the needles, everything at the ready. I just need some time, which I won't have in the foreseeable future, but that's okay. I've had a lot of time on my hands last week because I just very quickly, I actually in my latest podcast I told you that Constant had been my third kid. I have 4. Constant, who is 7, had been sick at the beginning of the month. He had a bronchitis with asthma. And in my last podcast episode, I told you guys I was out of the woods, and we were out of the woods, and it was okay, but it was not, because the day after I posted the podcast, I was done with the same thing, bronchitis, asthma, and I didn't have any asthma since I was like a teenager, so it was a bit hard. But everything is back to normal. That's so cool. But yeah, it's been rough. It's been a rough couple of weeks. Okay, I have another FO. It's the Brioche Queen hat. The Brioche Queen Cool is one of my designs, and I've been wanting to design a matching hat for quite some time now, so that was the occasion, and this is the hat finished. So it's pretty simple, very easy to knit. I used a different type of yarn this time around, so I used Silk It Fluff for the light color, and I used 2 strands held together for the dark color here. I used my single base together with a new to me base that I wanted to test, which is Cashmere and Silk, in my Darker Things colorway. So again, I want to knit the coordinated caul to go with that, you know, to have a matching set. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. There you go. So it's a sweet little pattern. It's very quick to knit, very easy. If you're new to brioche, Brioche Queen is for you, because it comes with a complete digital workshop to learn brioche, and the workshop is for the caul, but the hat is even easier. And for Brioche Queen, you have a 1-hour digital workshop where I'm with you from the choice of yarns to the finishing. So yeah, we need that together actually. So not the hat but the caul, but the hat will be, I don't know when I will publish it, but I mean progress, yes. It's knitted. So I'm thinking about adding a black pom-pom as well. I bought some, but they're too little. I need to find another size bigger. So, but yeah, I'm quite happy with the crown as well. So yeah, I'm super happy with that design. More news when there's more to say. Okay, so that's for the FO. No, that's not all, because also what I did, and that's not a mean thing to have achieved, during the Christmas holidays I knitted the Land of Sweets pattern by Ellen Stewart, and what I did when I was ill was that I weaved in all the ends, and there was a lot of ends to weave in, because, you know, 25 stripes, 24 stripes times 2, a lot of ends to weave in. So that's done, not blocked. Not blocked, but ends are woven in. And I started the Hurton Mitts by Ellen Stewart, just, you know, to use my leftovers. So I'm changing colors every 2 stripes instead of every stripes. It's 24 stripes for those mitts, so I will have only 12, but it will be coordinated with my caul, and it's lovely. So I don't have any pressure to finish that. That will be for next winter, and I'll see what is left over from this. Maybe I will be able to knit a matching hat, maybe. We'll see. I really want to use the kit. It was a kit of 12 minis that I offered in the shop just before Christmas, and I really want to be, you know, to be using it as much as I can. In the future projects also, so there is the 2 calls, Brioche Queen and Stranded in Toronto. I also want to knit a second, I think I've shown you guys that shawl before, maybe every 2 episodes I'm flashing it out. I want to knit another one of this big shawl design. It's Réconfort. So everything is at the ready again, the yarn, the needles, I just need the time, and that's on my to-do list. And also pressed flowers, which I began and showed you at the beginning of last month. Actually, I made a mistake in the very first flowers, so I decided to frog, and I want to cast on again, but it's already there. Everything at the ready again. Needle, yarn, wound up. Actually, I'm going to show you my next cast on basket. Here it is. So you have Stranded in Toronto, pressed flowers, Réconfort. Okay, so everything is ready, and for Brioche Queen it's here. Okay, just need to, you know, act on it. That's it for the whips. I think it's pretty good. I feel very satisfied about the progress made during the last week, over the last week. Well, it was not nice being stuck in bed and not being able to do to do anything, and not being able to work or to, you know, take care of my family, but it was nice to have a bit of a time off to just knit. I won't lie. So I wanted to talk to you about WIPGO now, because WIPGO has proven to be super efficient. In January, my objectives were to finish a spinning project, and that I did. It was also to finish the Sock Knitters Almanac socks for January, and that I didn't, but I finished early February, so that's working. For February, my objectives were to finish the lingerie socks, and guys, here they are. They're finished, so I'm super happy with them. It's quite the challenge, this pattern. It's technically quite advanced and super interesting and super lovely. I mean, they're gorgeous. So WIPGO success for the first project, and the other project for the WIPGO in my WIPGO in February was to finish the body and the neck of my Love Knot sweater, and I did. So it's a long version of the Love Knot sweater. It will be like a boxy, you know, a boxy sweater. And I actually did a bit of modification on the caul. I did a couple of short rows at the back of the neck, and instead of knitting, I only decreased once, and instead of knitting some ribbing, I knitted an I-cord, and I quite like the look it gave. Yeah, I really like it. I really like it. So it will be my second Love Knot, but it will not be exactly the same because my first one was cropped. My first one was cropped and knitted exactly like it was specified in the pattern, so really cool, super cool. So WIPGO, yeah, WIPGO is a great way to make progress on old projects, old forgotten projects. So WIPGO initially is an initiative by Jessie Marie Does Stuff. She's on YouTube and Facebook, and it's initially for cross-stitching, but I decided to give it a go for knitting because I have a lot of ongoing projects on which I would love to make some progress. I just was lacking the structure, so it gave that to me. That's cool. Okay, so the numbers for March are 10 and 24, and in my WIPGO grid 10 and 24 are, so that's my grid. So you can see that's January, that's January, February, and that's 10 and 24. And for me it's knitting the first half, what's remaining of my Westfield Wanderer, and finish an ongoing spinning projects with Hello Yarn. It's been on the wheel for quite some time now. So I'm super happy because I wanted actually to, you know, make progress on my Westfield Wanderer. So Westfield Wanderer, if you don't know the pattern, it's this shawl. It's a chunket shawl blanket by Stephen West. It's very big. I started to knit this pattern back in August of last year. And instead of using 7 different colors, I wanted to use 7 different texture. So there is 7 different yarn in there, and you know, you knit this pattern by holding 2 strands together at each time, but you change which strand. So each time you knit this little short row wedges, and you change each time you knit a wedge, you change 1 strand of yarn. And I really wanted to go exploring texture with that one. So there is 7 different yarns in there. You have Stellina, and I dyed this as a kit, so everything was dyed together in a very hands-off and feel the creative vibe type of dyeing, like no pressure, just go with it. And actually I have some kits for sale as a pre-order in the shop, which is, oh, I have to say that because it's quite interesting. It's a worldwide free shipping, and it's 7 skeins of yarn, and it's dyed according to your most precious yarny wishes. I will just dye as close as I can to your dream yarn, dream color. So I've been, you know, it's a big project, it's a big order, but I've got a couple of orders lately that made actually me want to knit on my Westfield Wanderer. So I'm super happy to have this month for the WIPGO. And it was super cool to, you know, get to know what my customers wanted in terms of color. I had one requesting beautiful shades of blue and teal. So I dyed her kit last month and it was gorgeous, and I have another one I have to dye this week, and that customer wants it to be in the reds, burgundy, silver and black, and I think it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to dye that kit for her. So there's Stellina. I'm sorry, my cakes are a bit frumped, but it's because I've already knitted from them, so it's only half cakes. So that's Syrian silk, Silk Fluff, Merkid, Slub, Mohair and Silk, and Merinos Yak and Silk. And so, I mean, I must say, knitting on that shawl has been just a great pleasure. So I'm super happy to be, you know, what I have to do is pick up stitches on one side of the wavy border and start decreasing. And the objective for March is to knit half of what's remaining of the shawl body, actually. So totally doable. And I mean, I love it when I have a lot of stitches on the you know, when you reach a point in your knitting when you have a lot of stitches on the needles and you have that weight of the shawl on your lap, and I really enjoy that stage, so I'm super happy about that. So I flipped my notebook shut, so I don't remember what I have to tell you next. yes, so that's for WIPGO. So I'm super happy to be working on that. And yes, the last thing I wanted to share with you is my ongoing projects for the year. So I have 3 ongoing projects for the year that I want to be I want to work on it a tiny bit for each month and end up at the end of the year with a complete project. So the first one, I think I've shared with you before, is my snow melt shawl by Helen Stewart using my hand spun. So that's the Inglenook Spin Along it's the 12 Days of Christmas Spin Along by Inglenook Fibers that I spun during the Christmas break. And it's a gorgeous mega cake of over 1,000 meters of lace weight. And I'm knitting the snow melt pattern by Helen Stewart. So this is the part I knitted for February, so I'm all done for February. I'm all ready to start March, and I put some beads. And that's really the point with those, you know, a year projects. I want to take my time. I want to really do things like a bit slowly, because it takes some time to add beads to your knitting, so it can be a bit fiddly. I really want to do that and to enjoy each stitch. And for me it's a very special project because I've been wanting to take part in the Inglenook Fibers Spin Along 12 Days of Christmas Spin Along for years. It was my first time. So I'm super happy to be knitting on that. And yeah, the second project on which I'm working this year, again, because I think it's the third time that I'm part of the Stunning String Studio Mystery Club for the year. And Cindy Garland has a pattern that's working exactly like the Snow Melt Mystery Call, and it's a mystery call for which we have a clue each month, so if you don't want to be spoiled, just don't look. The pattern is Come Sail Away. It's a lace weight, light fingering weight shawl in one color, and it's lace knitting. So the colorway as part of the club was, this one is 150 grams of blue faced Leicester in a light fingering weight in the Afloat colorway. So it's a colorway that's exclusive to the members of the club for the first year. And this is the first clue, the clue for February. So yeah, I really like the little clovers. It's lovely, and I'm really enjoying the fact that I'm not knitting my own yarn. It's like I'm on vacation. And the last project I want to share with you, as part of the club, we have this bonus shawl that is lasting through the year, but we also have 3 mystery calls that last 8 weeks, and I'm on the first one. But because I received my yarn very late because of, you know, postal deliveries in the US after Christmas and everything, I received my yarn only last week, so I have 3 clues. I'm 3 clues late. So I've just started clue 2, and I think the rest of the group is at clue 4 or 5 already. But I'm going to show you I'm in middle of clue 2. And it's super happy, super beautiful, and happy colors. So and it's beaded also. Well, all the shawls I've shown you are beaded. So I'm really enjoying this knit. It's like I'm knitting on those projects on weekends, for example, when I want to take a break from Tricot stitch. and you'll be working on something else. So the base here is MCN, Merino Cashmere's, and nylon, and it's very plump, very yeah, I like it very much. So that's it for my other vacation project, and the theme for the club this year is cruising. And I've started to listen to the audiobook Death on the Nile, narrated by Kenneth Branagh, and it's great, guys. I love, he's such a great actor, and listening to him you know, narrating Death on the Nile by Agatha Christie is such a treat. It's great. I mean, I loved Murder on the Orient Express. I read it and saw the movie, but this is, I've not seen the movie Death on the Nile. Actually, I'm so disconnected from, you know, anything that has to do with news. I don't even know if the movie's out already. So, well, we don't go to the movies anyway. So, okay. The last thing I want to share with you is the progress I made on the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Animal Almanac. I've started on the February bubble. Well, I'm not finished, but it doesn't matter. I'm really enjoying every stitch, and it's a super happy project. I love it so much, but I'm not going to be finished because I think I hinted at that in the last episode. I actually bought a kit for their new stitch along. So this is the I don't remember them. Well, I don't remember the word, guys. So I'm sorry. Le toile en français. This is la toile. It's hand dyed by Picture This Plus, and it's a beautiful shade of beige rosé. And I ordered the little pouch with the smiling cup. I'm sorry, the lighting is a bit off this this time around, because yeah, it's too much. It's too much. Yes, it's a bit off this time around because I'm sitting actually on the floor and I just wanted to be very comfortable. Yes, I think it's better. Okay, so I'll work on that for the next episode. Sorry about that, guys. I just wanted to share the cute needle. Cutest needle minder. It's a macaroon with chocolate and whipped cream and a couple of blueberries. And so the theme for the new stitch along is Cozy Cafe, and this is their little pouch. It's lovely. So I didn't buy that from the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery directly. They have a I don't know, well, a partnership with a website in the UK. It's the Home Makery, and you can order the kit from the Home Makery. I ordered the complete kit with the pouch, the needle minder. This time around there will be beads, so I've never beaded any cross stitch, so it will be a first for me with the beading, the little beading needle. And actually I ordered all the threads as well, so I took the complete kit. And the first clue lands on March 11th. So yeah, I think I will say goodbye to Animal Almanac for the time being, and I will start on the Cozy Cafe. And the Cozy Cafe is looking very, very cute. We've seen some sneak peeks, and it's the cutest. Well, I can't wait to see the first, you know, the first drink. It's going to be, I think, 12 drinks you usually enjoy in cafes, like matcha, coffees, hot chocolates, teas, or things like that. So it's going to be cute. Okay, this time I'm done. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And well, I will see you next Monday. Okay, guys, so take care, and I will see you soon. Bye.